Something in the unseen just shifted, and your name was involved. This is not a random moment, and it is not just another message passing through your ears. There is a divine urgency surrounding you right now, quiet but unmistakable, as if heaven itself has leaned closer to get your attention. The timing of this is precise. You were led here because something has been set in motion, and your response will determine how it unfolds. Anointed One. There are moments when God speaks gently, and there are moments when He speaks with clarity that cannot be ignored. This is one of those moments, not to frighten you, but to awaken you. As it is written in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1, there is a time for every purpose under heaven, and you have just stepped into one of those appointed times. You may have felt it already, a stirring, a pressure, a knowing that something in your life cannot remain the same. That is not confusion. That is divine instruction drawing near. This is your window, a sacred space of grace where alignment is still possible, where obedience can unlock what delay has held back. If your spirit recognizes this, stay connected so you don't miss what is being revealed to you, because what you're about to hear will show you exactly what heaven is asking of you now. Chosen One, hear this clearly. This 24-hour window was not given casually. It was released with intention, with precision, and with love that refuses to let you drift any further without direction. Heaven does not interrupt timelines without purpose, and it certainly does not assign urgency without reason. What you are experiencing right now is not random pressure. It is a sacred invitation wrapped in timing. It is God saying, I have seen enough to know that now is the moment. And before we go deeper, let your response be immediate, not out of habit, but out of agreement. If something within your spirit is already confirming this word, acknowledge it, align with it. This is not about performance, it is about participation. Even the smallest act of agreement opens spiritual doors. And for those who have been quietly supporting, giving, and standing with this assignment, understand this: you are not on the outside of this message. You are woven into it. Every act of obedience, every seed sown, every moment you chose to respond instead of ignore heaven has recorded it. Nothing has been wasted. Now stay with me, because what you are about to understand will change how you see this moment. This is not just a warning, it is protection. It is not just urgency, it is positioning. There is something ahead that heaven is preparing you for, and this window determines how you will meet it. Chosen One, throughout Scripture, the most defining moments were never open-ended. They were marked by timing, appointed moments, windows that carried weight. And as it is written in Hebrews chapter 3 verse 15, today, if you hear His voice, do not harden your heart. Notice the emphasis today. Not when you feel ready. Not when everything makes sense. Because delay is never as harmless as it feels. You know that moment in real life when you feel something isn't right, but you tell yourself, I'll deal with it later. Maybe it was a relationship you knew was shifting. Maybe it was a habit that no longer aligned with who you were becoming. Maybe it was a decision you kept postponing because it felt uncomfortable to confront. That quiet inner knowing, that is where this message lives. Not in confusion, but in clarity you have already received. God is not speaking to you because you don't know. He's speaking because you do. And delay, when clarity is already present, begins to reshape the heart. Slowly, quietly, almost unnoticeably. What once felt urgent begins to feel optional. What once stirred conviction begins to feel negotiable. This is how spiritual sensitivity dulls, not through rebellion, but through repeated postponement. But listen carefully. This is why the warning came, not to condemn you, but to interrupt that pattern before it becomes permanent. Because when God says now, He is not reacting. He is revealing. He is responding to something already in motion that you cannot yet fully see. What feels sudden to you has already been measured in heaven. And the reason this window matters is because alignment is available now in a way it may not remain later. Think about Noah. The instruction came long before the rain. There was time to build, time to prepare, time to align, but the door did not remain open forever. It closed in a moment. Not because God changed his mind, but because the window fulfilled its purpose. Or consider Nineveh, a city on the edge of destruction, yet one message, one moment of response shifted everything. Not because the warning was pleasant, but because it was timely. Their obedience did not just change their outcome, it rewrote their future. This is how God operates, chosen one. He warns before consequences arrive. He calls before correction becomes necessary. He invites before doors begin to close. And the danger is misunderstanding urgency as pressure. It is not pressure. Pressure comes from fear. Divine urgency comes from love. God speaks quickly because he sees completely. He knows what delay will cost you, even if you do not yet understand it. And this 24-hour window is not him rushing you, it is him reaching you before the drift becomes distance, before hesitation becomes regret, before what was meant to protect you becomes something you must recover from. This is mercy in its purest form. And here is what you must understand. Anointed One, God is not focused on your past in this moment. He is not revisiting your mistakes or replaying your failures. Heaven is not concerned with what went wrong. It is focused on what has not yet moved. This is about delay, not confusion, not misunderstanding. Delay, you have felt it. That quiet, consistent nudge. That inner awareness that something needs to change, shift, release, or begin. It was not loud, it did not force you, it simply returned again and again, waiting for your response. That is conviction, and conviction does not argue, it invites. But when conviction is ignored, it does not disappear, it waits. And over time, if left unanswered, it becomes easier to silence. Not because it lost its truth, but because the heart adapted to resisting it. This is why this moment matters so deeply. Because God is interrupting that cycle. He is saying, do not let what I revealed to you become something you bury under delay. You are not being asked to fix everything. You are not being asked to have it all figured out. You are being asked to move in one direction alignment. One step, one decision, one act of obedience. Because obedience is not about perfection, it is about direction. It is choosing to move when God speaks, even if the step feels uncertain, even if it costs comfort, even if it requires letting go of something familiar. And yes, sometimes that is the hardest part, because obedience often challenges what feels safe. It may mean walking away from what you've grown used to. It may mean stepping into something you don't fully understand yet. It may mean releasing control in areas where you've held on tightly. But here is the truth. What you are being asked to release is never greater than what God is preparing to reveal. And delay, no matter how reasonable it feels, cannot replace obedience. It can only resist it. So hear this clearly. This is not a moment to wait for a better feeling. This is not a moment to seek more confirmation. This is not a moment to negotiate with what has already been made clear. This is a moment to respond. Because what you do within this window will not only affect your present, it will echo into what comes next. And in the next part, you are going to understand something even deeper, why obedience carries the power to unlock what prayer alone cannot, and how one decision within this moment can shift everything that has been waiting behind the scenes. Chosen one. There is something many people misunderstand about prayer. And this is where your moment becomes different. prayer invites God's will, but obedience positions you to walk inside it. You can pray with sincerity, with passion, with tears even, but if the step God has already revealed is delayed, you remain aware of the promise without accessing it. And that is where frustration is born, not because God is silent, but because heaven is waiting on alignment. You may have experienced this in your own life without even realizing it. That season where you were praying for change, asking for clarity, asking for doors to open, yet nothing seemed to move. It felt like you were doing everything right, but something was still missing. That missing piece was not more prayer, it was response. It was that one step you already knew, but kept postponing because it felt uncomfortable, uncertain, or inconvenient. This is why obedience carries such weight in the spirit. It is not dramatic on the surface, but it is decisive in the unseen. When obedience happens, heaven recognizes it as readiness, not perfection, not strength, not complete understanding readiness. And heaven moves swiftly toward readiness. Look at the pattern that has always existed. When Abraham lifted the knife in surrender, provision appeared. Not before, not after. In the moment of obedience, the ram was already there, but it was revealed through alignment. When Peter cast the net again after failure, the fish did not suddenly appear, they were already in the water. Obedience exposed what was already prepared. And the widow who poured her last oil did not receive abundance first and then obey. She obeyed first, and the multiplication followed her action. This is the spiritual law that many overlook, yet it remains consistent. As it is written in Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 1, blessings follow obedience. They do not precede it. God is not withholding anything from you. He is waiting for the alignment that allows you to carry it. So understand this clearly. Anointed one, your breakthrough is not missing. It is not lost. It has not been delayed by heaven. It is waiting at the intersection of your next act of obedience. That is why this 24-hour window matters so deeply. Not because something is being taken from you, but because something is being offered to you. And the only thing that determines whether you step into it is your response. Many people think they are waiting on God, when in reality, God is waiting on them, waiting for the decision, waiting for the release, waiting for the surrender, not to control them, but to partner with them. Because God will not override your will, He honors it. But when your will aligns with His, movement happens instantly. You may have felt like things in your life have been paused, like progress has slowed, like doors have remained closed longer than expected. And it is easy to interpret that as delay or silence. But what if it was not silence at all? What if it was divine patience, giving you time to respond before what is already prepared is released? Because once alignment happens, acceleration follows. And here is where the message becomes personal. There is something specific that has been placed before you. Not a general idea, not a vague direction, something clear. It may be a decision you have avoided, a conversation you know you need to have, a habit you need to release, a step you need to take, even though you do not feel fully ready. You have revisited it in your mind more than once. You have felt that quiet pull that does not go away. That is the place of obedience. And the reason it feels significant is because it is connected to something greater than the moment itself. One step can unlock years of waiting. One act of surrender can release what effort alone could never produce. Obedience shortens journeys. It restores momentum. It opens doors that logic cannot explain. And God is not asking you to do everything at once. He is asking you to do the one thing He already revealed. That one thing carries more weight than you realize because it is tied to alignment. When you move, Even with hesitation, even with uncertainty, heaven responds. Not because you earned anything, but because you aligned with what was already set in motion, and this is why the warning came with urgency. Because this moment is not empty, it is active. There are things shifting around you right now, opportunities forming, outcomes adjusting, protection positioning itself, and your obedience determines how you step into what is already unfolding. This is not about fear. It is about awareness. Awareness that your decision matters. Awareness that your timing matters. Awareness that this moment is not replaceable. Some doors open once. Some instructions carry power only within a certain window. And while grace is present now, it is inviting response, not delay. But hear this as well. This warning is not proof of rejection. It is proof of relationship. Heaven does not speak this clearly to those it has abandoned. God does not knock on doors he intends to walk away from. The fact that you are hearing this, feeling this, recognizing this, means you are still within reach of grace. And grace is speaking loudly right now, not to accuse you, but to bring you back into alignment before anything is lost. So remove the weight of fear from this moment. This is not condemnation. This is correction with compassion. This is God stepping in before delay becomes distance, before hesitation becomes something you regret later. And now the question is simple but powerful. What will you do with what you already know? Because heaven has already spoken. And in the next part, you're going to understand something even deeper, how this moment is not just about avoiding loss, but about stepping into protection, clarity, and a level of breakthrough that only obedience can unlock. What you are standing in right now is not just a moment of decision, it is a doorway. And like every doorway that heaven opens, it carries two things at once, invitation and consequence. Not consequence as punishment, but consequence as outcome. Because every response shapes what comes next. Every act of obedience or delay quietly determines the direction your life begins to move. And this is where many misunderstand the nature of God's warnings. They assume it is about avoiding something negative, when in reality it is about stepping into something protected. Obedience does not just unlock blessing, it shields you from burdens you were never meant to carry. It redirects you away from paths that may look normal on the surface, but carry weight beneath them that your spirit was not designed to hold. Think about those moments in life where you ignored that inner prompting, when something felt off, but you moved forward anyway. Maybe it led to unnecessary stress, broken trust, wasted time, or a lesson you had to learn the hard way. Not because God wanted you to struggle, but because the warning was there and went unanswered. That is not judgment, that is misalignment. And now God is giving you something different. He is giving you clarity before the outcome. He is giving you awareness before the consequence. He is giving you a chance to step into protection before anything unfolds. That is mercy. Because most people do not realize how many things God has already prevented in their lives. The doors that never opened, the opportunities that fell through, the connections that faded. At the time it felt like delay, like rejection, like confusion. But later you look back and realize you were being protected. You were being redirected away from something that could have taken more than it gave. And now this moment is functioning the same way. There is something ahead, something that could either become a breakthrough or a burden depending on how you respond. And God in His love is not allowing you to walk into it unaware. He is placing light in front of your next step so you do not move blindly. This is why urgency is present. Not to rush you, but to align you before the next phase begins. Because what is coming next in your life is not small. There is movement happening. Things are shifting, and whether you feel ready or not, transition is already in motion. This is not about if something will change, it is about how you will meet that change, and obedience prepares you to meet it correctly. When you align, confusion lifts. Your steps begin to feel ordered instead of uncertain. That pressure you felt earlier, it begins to transform into peace. Not because everything around you changes instantly, but because you are no longer resisting what God has already spoken. Resistance creates tension, alignment creates clarity, and clarity is what you need for what is ahead. Because what God is leading you into requires awareness, it requires discernment, it requires a heart that is responsive, not delayed. And this is why He is addressing this now, before anything else unfolds further. There are people who wait until things fall apart before they listen, until consequences arrive before they adjust. But you are not being placed in that position. You are being given insight early. You are being positioned ahead of what is coming so that you can move with understanding instead of reaction. That is what makes this moment so significant. It is not reactive, it is preventive. And prevention is one of the greatest forms of grace. Chosen one. There is also something else you must understand. When you respond to God in moments like this, it does not just affect one area of your life. It creates a ripple effect. Alignment in one decision begins to influence other areas. You did not even connect to it. Doors that seemed unrelated begin to shift. Opportunities begin to appear in places you were not looking. Peace begins to settle in areas that once felt unsettled. Because obedience does not operate in isolation. It realigns your entire direction, and suddenly what once felt scattered begins to come into order. This is why Scripture says in Isaiah chapter 1 verse 19 that if you are willing and obedient, you will eat the good of the land. Notice the order again: willingness, then obedience, then access. It is not distant. It is not delayed. It is immediate alignment that releases present reality, not someday, now. And this is where the 24-hour window becomes even more powerful. Because this is not just about avoiding something negative, it is about stepping into something prepared, something that requires your agreement in order to be revealed. God is not asking for perfection. He is asking for willingness, a willingness to move, a willingness to release, a willingness to trust, because once willingness is present, obedience follows. And once obedience happens, what was waiting begins to move toward you. You may not see everything immediately, you may not understand every detail, but you will feel the shift. You will recognize the difference. Because alignment always produces a sense of clarity that cannot be manufactured. And this is what God is offering you right now. Not pressure, not fear, but clarity, protection, and positioning. So do not minimize this moment. Do not treat it like something you can return to later. Because moments like this are not repeated, they are responded to. And the beauty of this is that God is not standing at a distance watching what you will do. He is near. He is present. He is guiding. He is waiting with patience, not to judge your response, but to meet you in it. The door is open. The direction is clear. The invitation is real, and in the next part, you're going to step even deeper into this, because this moment is not only about your decision, it is about relationship, about the God who is still knocking, still calling, and still choosing you even now. Chosen one.